How many of you thought I was going to forget a lesson this month? Well, I didn't. I actually just got back from spring break yesterday, and so I thought I would pop on and go and start talking about this week's project for this month. So I know it's a little bit later in the month, but what we've talked about is really framing, which I'm exhibiting here, and then lighting. Now, another thing is just being prepared, and I'm not crazy prepared for this one, but when you're prepared to tell a story, you're a lot more engaged, and you are a lot more of an engaging speaker. And so having a story to tell, having the dynamics of storytelling memorized, and being skilled in these areas is very key. So right now, clearly, I'm not exhibiting that crazy well. But what am I doing? Well, I have surrounding. You can hear me. You can hear the water in the background. I'm currently sitting out in the lake on a rock. And so if I was telling a story of, say, a boating incident or something, this would be a very good setting because I've got the water here, I'm here, but there's also not a crazy limited depth of field. But maybe if the story was more about an incident that happened, I would be further down right up there where the rapids are, so there could be a more agitated water noise rather than just a background. If it was more agitated, it would be telling the story of, oh, there was an accident, there was this, that, or the other, and that would tell a different and compelling story to fill rather than just, oh, he's sitting by a peaceful river. And so even though this is video, if you're capturing, for example, for a National Geographic magazine story on storms or something, you're not going to pick a field with, one rain cloud up in the side, right? No, you're going to pick the field where there's the storm cell just building and building in the background. And so I'm going to go around, I'm going to go to a couple other places and give some instances for photos specifically. Now, on one photo side thing as well, it is extremely overcast today, which I'm not sure if you can see. Let me check. I mean, you can see like right here, it's pretty overcast. But this is almost perfect video weather. It's overcast, which basically means we have a massive softbox above our head. And so that means like the shadows are pretty well lit, I'm well exposed, the background isn't blown out, and even though it does look like the sky is white, well, it's just because it's gray, because clouds. So this is very good, very even lighting. So it looks really good. It looks really professional for this setting. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to a couple other places, and we'll just keep talking and developing this story and concept. Of course, more setting, but also more using the setting to tell your story, and how that can be affected via pictures and other things as well. So let's go and hit to the next location. I'm gonna stop recording, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Let's continue our conversation. So, while I did make the connection to translating all this into like written form, the real goal of these lessons are really to prepare you for photo and video work, right? And so keeping it simple, knowing what you're going to say before you start really, and having everything rehearsed, but not so rehearsed that you don't have any feeling, any say, right? And so often there's a lot of people who script everything so heavily that it doesn't sound natural, right? I mean, we all know the people that it's like, oh, this is so scripted, it's not enjoyable to listen to. And I'm trying to keep you guys from avoiding and doing that. So really what I'm getting at is really the art of storytelling, because you can write a prayer letter, you can write anything, right? But as soon as you're getting into the realm of trying to keep your audience retention levels, right? Written word goes out the window, and then really your quickest is video, because we can say so much so fast and people can hear it and process it as they're listening, process it in the background, do all these other things, and it really conveys your story a lot quicker and more accurately, especially when you become good at editing. And the other thing that's interesting, right, especially with mission work, is like you can write your prayer letters, you can do all these support things, but especially if you're writing letters, it's not harder, it's less efficient to do written stuff, right? Because if you're sending something, like I can take a PDF, right, that has pictures in it and all that, and it's gonna be 20-30 meg. I can take a video, compress it, put 10 times more information in it, and people are more likely to listen to the whole video rather than read the whole letter, and compress it at the same size, right? I can make a video that looks as good as this, compress the crud out of it, and make it look equally, and make the file size equally as small as a PDF. And learning how to do that is something we're gonna get into in a little bit. I'm gonna change my location because the lighting's better over there. So let's move over there real quick. But keeping your attention levels and knowing what your audience is looking for is really key. So, I'm not gonna go into a lot more detail on this stuff, just because, I mean, I'm gonna be ingraining this stuff into you for so long anyway, it doesn't really matter. See the camera shadow on my face, that's nice. If I do cut here, it's because it's starting to rain, so, you know, keep that in mind. So, what have we talked about so far? Well, setting again, just kind of doing a little bit of a recap, but then bringing in preparedness and having a script. So I use Notion, not the sponsor for today's video, because, shocker. So this is Notion, and I have a dashboard, but I also have all these sections for like my companies and all that and video projects. And each one of them, which I'm pulling on one right now so you can see, is scripted, so I know what I'm gonna say, right? And being able to know what I'm gonna say means when I come in front of the camera like this, I'm prepared and I'm going to be efficient, so I don't have a lot more work later to do in the edit. And while another goal for this is to teach photography, because that's really good, a lot of it's how can this transmit and how can this translate rather to missions, like I said. And so, especially during the editing process, learning how to look for the best stuff and cut out all the fluff is good. In writing, you can have padded writing if you're trying to get to a word limit, right? But in this new age of technology being so central to everything we do, being able to tell a story in 2 minutes is better than being able to tell a story in 10 minutes. Now, you can have more detail in a different version, but to just tell your story needs to be quick and efficient. So, because say, and this is more on the financial support side, but say that I have a short version that I should put out on YouTube for everyone to see. I send that to my supporters, whatever. But as I'm working on fundraising, right, I might set up a Patreon. And the Patreon, which is a subscription-based service where they can see more, you know, specialized content, if you will. And then I might put a full version there. So really spreading it out, an efficient version or a long cut version for the people that actually are going to watch it because they care what you're doing, not just scrolling through YouTube. So this was kind of a little broader of a video than last time, but I'm just going to probably cut it here, and I might start recording a different one, just doing more photography based. But that was this one, a little bit hodgepodge, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next month, and I will be sooner next month, not so late, just because I had finals and so much stuff going on this month. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, fam. Go out, take a video. If you want, and you want to play around with that, send me a holler over on my website, jacobestepphotography.com, and then I will set up a OneDrive link or some other way to send the video to me, and I can look at it and critique it, and we can talk. Because this is a teaching moment. This isn't me just talking to a camera. This is me talking to you and helping you improve, because I really want you to improve, and so any way I can help is going to be really good for you and for me to be able to come alongside you. So I will catch you guys in the next video next month. Yeah, go out, record some video, take some pictures, and just applying just where you are, learning the best ways to share, and then lighting, of course, like we talked about, depth of field, which we talked about, and then working on your storytelling, being concise, but also getting your message across, because that's what's important. So God bless. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.